Morphin time. Ahoy, guys. Welcome back to the Drunken Ship Podcast. I'm your host, the one who is Manny, CyberCalamity, a.k.a. Captain Crockett, a.k.a. Jordan. Alongside my co-host, the creature that is 1/8 pixels, 1/8 Photoshop. It's MonkeyOmega, baby.
What's up?
Green, like poorly, like green screen Photoshop.
Yeah, like a chroma keyed.
Chroma keyed Photoshop. Guys, it's the weekly podcast. Welcome. Brought to you in,
it's just us today.
It's just the two of us. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. God, I can't sing for shit.
You and I.
Yeah, there you go. So before I forget, Colin, you just got the Matrix in the mail.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
And you
the video game.
Yeah, the video game. And you had a little accident?
I had a little accident, yeah. So well, to start off, I'd ordered Enter the Matrix for PS2. And then I'd ordered another game, Detective Pikachu, for my roommate for his birthday, which was last Sunday. But it got delayed or something happened, and I didn't end up getting it until today, like a week later. But anyway, so the mail comes, and I honestly do not know how the mailman managed to get it in the mailbox. So I live in an apartment complex, so the mailboxes are a little small. Sometimes you could fit like a DVD or a CD and stuff in there, but I literally do not know how he got it in the mailbox. But it took me forever. It took me a while to get it out. I had to yank. I was pulling on it. I was trying to twist it inside of the box to slide it out. I had yanked so hard at one point that the whole block of mailboxes slid out like an inch. So I had to like pop it back in, and then I continued to pull on it. Basically had my like foot up on the fucking mailbox,
like a cartoon.
trying to yank this fucking the package out. So I finally get it out. I'm pissed off because I just don't know. I already had to wait a week for this thing, and then now it's stuck in my mailbox. So I didn't notice it until I got back into the car and was on my way back to my apartment. But I had injured myself.
Jesus Christ.
There's my knuckle. But yeah, that's probably the worst of it. But I didn't notice it until I got into the car. That the mailbox had fucked me up pretty good.
It
trying to get that package out of the mailbox.
So he just like wedged it in there.
Yeah, I literally don't know how he got it in there. Thankfully, like I felt like I had to bend like the DVD cases a little bit to get it out.
Yeah, I was about to ask, like, was the packaging on the DVD cases fucked up or anything?
Nah, the packaging, it was just normal, like the bubble packaging or whatever. But I mean, like, thankfully, yeah, the cases are nothing cracked or ripped or anything. So, but it was a struggle this morning to get that out of the mailbox. It was a good way to start my day.
Damn, that's how you started your day.
Yeah, I woke up, I went to the store to grab some drinks, and then I checked the mail, and then that's what happened.
Well, at least you got the game, and like, you didn't break the disc or anything. Because it sounds like from that, it sounds like you could have broke it like super easy.
No, yeah, I probably could have, which I had to check when I opened it just to make sure. But yeah, it was in perfect condition. It was fine.
Dude, all I can imagine though is like just the mailman just being the biggest like jack dude ever, and he just like. It was like nothing him. Just the metal's like bending, and it was like, yeah, that's in there good enough. I'm guessing that it didn't fit.
We have a separate box for like bigger packages, so like you just leave the key in our mailbox, and then we open it. Yeah, I don't know why he just didn't do that.
He was like, you know what, this is not worth the time.
Yeah, I guess it was just like whatever. But I got it, and I've been playing it. It's been pretty fun. So yeah,
how is it?
It's really fun. I think I'm gonna stream it after we record the podcast today. I was playing it earlier, and then I lost track of time, and then I was like, oh shit, it's like 5:30.
You've been streaming a lot of King of the Monsters, or not King of the Monsters, but a lot of Destroy All Monsters.
Yeah, dude, Destroy All Monsters. It's been super fun. I've actually been trying to unlock the monsters rather than using cheat codes. I gotta go back. I'm only like halfway through the dudes. I think I have like Geigen and Rodan, Orga, and someone else that I have to unlock. Or Destroya. No, I think I have Destroya. I don't know. There's like 4 more dudes.
It's a fine line I have to walk when I'm playing Raging Blast 2. Is like, don't use any cheat codes. Just unlock everything normally.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be fun
Like,
if I use cheat codes.
Yeah, I honestly didn't know that Destroy All Monsters had cheat codes. I had just looked it up. I Googled like the controls because I wanted to learn the combos and stuff. And then it had a list of cheat codes, and I was like, oh shit, you can do cheat codes? And it's like a weird button combination you have to do in order to open the menu up and stuff.
There's like a cheat code like menu.
Yeah, so you can you can unlock all the monsters, but you can also turn off power-ups, like tanks and stuff. And then I think there's different color settings too, so you can change it to black and white or Technicolor and stuff like that, really? Which is pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool. Like they can do like 1954 version or something.
Yeah, and you could also set it to where like you have you're always fully charged for like the blasts and stuff like that. You can set it to that.
So
you can set it to
if you wanted to.
Yeah, and you can also set it to like regenerate health like over time and stuff like that too. So it's pretty. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool cheat codes, honestly. But I'm trying to pick up Save the Earth for PS2. And that one's either hard to come by or it's like $70-$80 for a copy of it.
Can you get it emulated, or is it just you're just trying to find the actual physical copy of it?
Yeah, I'm trying to find a physical copy for PS2, but I'm pretty sure you can emulate it. It's basically Destroy All Monsters like updated with like 8 more monsters and like different maps and stuff. Better power, better controls. Yeah, so I've been wanting to pick it up. I mean, you can emulate it and everything, but you know, I just want to have a copy of it.
Right. I mean, like eventually, that would be a collector's edition.
Yeah, so that's why I grabbed Destroy All Monsters physically and stuff.
I don't blame you, dude. I used to have like all those games, and I just like for some reason as a kid, like you just kind of like run out of space for stuff, and you just start tossing stuff away, and I kind of, dude, I remember
you start getting rid of stuff.
I had a Slyther, a Yu-Gi-Oh Slyther. It was like a toy, but not really. It was more of like a figure, and I didn't really know the difference when I was a kid. And I remember throwing that away, and I to this day I immediately regret that because that shit was the coolest toy ever.
Yeah,
and I would love to have
I remember like I don't remember even know how I lost them. Like either I lost them or I sold them or just threw them out. But like so many, like I used to have a bunch of DS games and Game Boy games. I mean, now that I'm an adult and have a job, I'm like building that collection back up. But it's just like thinking back at like, oh man, I had so many DS games and Game Boy games. Just if I still had those now, I wouldn't have to like go out and like, because these games are like much more expensive now than they were back then.
Yeah.
But if I still had my collection from when I was a kid, I feel like I'd be a little more accomplished in my game collecting.
I mean, like, dude, like, I terrorized all my fucking game cases though. Like, all my game cases were all busted up and stuff. I remember I had one game case and it was just green. It was green. That was it. I don't even remember what the cover was for. Maybe Halo 2 or something.
Oh, was it like an Xbox case and it was just you took the sleeve out?
Yeah, and I was like, I think actually, you know what I think it was? It was Turok.
Oh, okay.
But you know what's funny enough? That is one game that I've always kept. Was Turok Evolution. And I remember one time I went home, and this was like probably like 3 or 4 years ago. I had an original 360, and there's a really cool trick with them. If you uninstalled enough updates with the 360, you could play Xbox games on them. So because like when they originally came out, it was backwards compatible, but like as they updated it, they got rid of the backwards compatibility with some of those games, which was weird. Yeah,
a weird choice.
It is super weird. Like, why would you remove an entire feature?
Yeah. Well, it's like PlayStation did that with a little bit with the PS3. Like each revision they had, like I think by the 3rd revision of the PS3 Slim, it wasn't backwards compatible with PS2 anymore. You had to have an original PS3 in order to play those.
Yeah, I get that, but like when it's like an update that makes it just turns off that entire function, because like that function would work. I mean, like I'm assuming it's like a dysfunction.
Unless they did it to like make room.
I guess. I mean, I guess it's maybe it's a program that they just removed and all that. But
yeah.
but it was lit. I got to play it, and I used all the. I never knew any of the cheat codes in the game, and I used all the cheat codes and had like all the guns unlocked and stuff. I'm like, because I could never beat it as a fucking kid.
Remember leaving, like, I used to have for GTA and all sorts of games, I would literally have a little piece of paper with the cheat codes written down.
Yeah, I remember.
Because, like, you would find either a book or, like, one of your friends had a computer that you were able to look them up and you would write them down really quick.
Yeah,
and then eventually you'd learn them by heart.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even need the thing anymore.
When I was getting my new phone, I struck up a conversation with the dude that was installing, like, from my old phone to my new phone. And we were like talking about like like how you would used to go to like the grocery store and there'd be like the little booklet and it had like all the cheat codes in it or something.
Yeah. For like anything for game, you'd have to like look it up in the index in the back to see if it had the game in the book.
You had to go like, okay, like go over the Xbox section. Okay, over the Xbox section. So what games?
And then it's like it's all in alphabetical. Yeah.
It was like a monthly thing too. Like
I remember seeing those at like Scholastic Book Fair and stuff when I was a kid.
I never saw
cheat code books.
Never saw that shit at the school fair.
What?
Yeah, I was like, I would have bought that shit.
There was always a couple. Though. Yeah, usually it was like handheld ones, like Game Boy and Game Boy Advance cheat codes and stuff. Which I wouldn't even buy the book. I would just write down the codes and then just put the book back.
Yeah, I mean,
and then like buy something
big
else.
Brain, like, what the fuck? I'm just gonna extract this information out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You on the green tea wave tonight?
Yeah, I actually picked up this new one. It's Bigelow green tea, but it's green tea with lemon. I've been actually really enjoying it.
I think that's what I want to say. That's what I've been buying. It's like Bigelow or something, or oolong, or not oolong, but it's something like the word oolong. But it's like green tea with like jasmine in it. It sucks. Yeah, I love it. But let's get stuck in. Let's set sail onto today's topic, which is a pretty good topic for today. So, Colin.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the worst fucking movie ever made?
Are you talking about Transformers 4?
I'm talking about Transformers 4. The single-handedly one of the worst movies I've ever watched in my entire life. And in my book, one of the worst movies ever made.
That one is Age of Extinction, right? Or are you talking about the fifth one, which is The Last Night?
No,
the one with Mark
Age
Wahlberg?
of Extinction.
Age of Extinction? With Grimlock in it?
I think so.
Because he shows up for like 10 seconds?
It's Mark Wahlberg when he first shows up.
Yeah, so I think it's Age of Extinction.
Actually, now that I say something, Mark Wahlberg is in two of
I
my
always
worst
get him
hated
confused.
movies. The fucking Happening, and then
I don't think he's a good actor.
I think he's okay in certain roles. Like he's very typecast, but
like certain comedic roles, he's okay, but someone has to write his shit for him.
Yeah, no, they have to be like, okay, I'm imagining Mark Wahlberg in this scene. That's literally like he does not fit into like a normal guy. But
no hate on Mark Wahlberg though.
Yeah, I like Mark Wahlberg, but probably not the best of actors.
But Transformers 4 and I would also say Transformers 5 is very bad as well.
Is it Transformers 5 is Last Night, right?
Yeah.
Never even watched last night.
Yeah.
Right after 4, I was like, all right, I'm done with the series. But I think what
that's how I felt after Ninja Turtles 1 too, as well. The new ones.
I don't think I ever
the first
sat
one,
down
I was like,
and watched
all right.
one of those from start to finish. Also, another Michael Bay movie. What is it?
With product placement.
Product placements. So yeah, let's get stuck in. Product placement in films. What makes me hate Transformers 4 the most is there is two distinct scenes in that movie that are, I mean, Transformers is not shy to like product placement in any way or anything like that. But there is a entire commercial in Transformers 4. The scene where I think it's like debris falls from space or the sky or something, and it crashes into a fucking Bud Light truck. And I wish I could show the scene on the podcast.
You probably can, like a little clip of it.
Yeah, like put it down right here or something. Mark Wahlberg legitly, like, I'm trying to remember the scene, but he like legitly goes over to the crashed truck, like it reaches down,
grabs
and there's a
fucking beer.
fucking Bud Light perfectly placed. They hit the logo and everything. He grabs it and then does an entire like drink.
No, he cracks it open on the dude's like car.
Yeah, and then he starts chugging it. It was like one of the worst of probably the worst offender for a fucking product placement. It was an entire commercial. And
that one, yeah.
How I knew that was a commercial is before I watched the movie, I saw that commercial on TV. And I'm like, oh, they shot this commercial, just for like the movie and stuff. No, when I saw the movie, it was just part of the movie. They didn't need to make a commercial. All they needed to do was just take a part of the movie and put it on screen. That's how blatant the product placement was in that scene. And then the second scene is the beat pill. Oh
yeah, when he's the Galvatron can like turn into whatever.
Yeah, and then it is like he knows a fucking beat pill, which I mean like that's definitely a product of its time. Like, do they even make those anymore?
Yeah, they do. They totally do.
People even buy that shit though. I guess, right?
Probably. Yeah, definitely. They're still making them.
But they got me thinking, like, what other like product placements are in films and stuff? And there's quite a bit.
There's a lot. Of course. Because I feel like you get a little bit of money. That's your funding, for the most part.
I mean, especially, I can understand with like Transformers is because that movie cost so much to make that they need a lot of like, advertising money and whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, other like iconic product placement is like with the Nike scene, the Nike Air Force or Air Max or whatever. Or is it?
And what?
His shoes. Wait, what's the shoes called? Why am I blanking on the shoes?
Are you talking about like the air pumps or whatever the fuck they are? The Nike pumps.
Holy shit! What is the name of the shoe? This is gonna bother the shit out of me now.
Look it up. What's the name of the shoe?
It's a shoe that strapped to himself.
Oh. But then, of course, Transformers has product placement for automobiles.
Never going to guess that. Yeah.
Typically, I know that Transformers, whenever a new car model is coming out, it'll basically be previewed in Transformers before it usually hits the market, or by the time it hits the market, like the new Stingray.
That and
and the Camaro and stuff.
The Camaro when like Bumblebee was first shown in like the first Transformers. Like I think like that was like everyone wanted a fucking Camaro after that. They wanted the yellow Camaro.
Yeah, with the stripes. But yeah, I mean Transformers has always been about, before it was the movie, it was the cartoon, and then the cartoon was just to sell action figures, to sell the toys. And the same for all those Saturday morning cartoons, G.I. Joe, Thundercats, He-Man. He-Man is actually making a comeback with action figures now. I've been seeing a lot of them. I went to Walmart today and there were fucking He-Man action figures. So He-Man's been on its way back. I mean, I even saw Ghostbusters action figures and everything like that. So a lot of those old cartoons were meant to sell action figures.
Yeah, the entire like created just to sell stuff, which is insane. Yeah. That's what makes sense on why the animation was so poor back then. Like they didn't give a shit because this was only that's like why the animation is so stocky. And
but also I've watched have you watched The Toys That Made Us on Netflix?
I've started it, but I haven't really watched a lot of it.
They would talk about how they would make the toys. Basically, they would make the toys first before the TV shows or comic books would ever come out. But basically, their idea was, how do we get kids to buy these toys? So they create a TV show as essentially a 30-minute fucking advertisement to get these toys. Because I think at the time they believed that kids aren't going to buy toys that don't have something attached to them, like a story or some sort of epic. Yeah, like, so how, like, why would kids buy the toys? They don't know who the characters are. The only thing they're going to see is like, oh, that looks cool, or that looks like a monster and stuff like that. So that's why they created all these cartoons, was to give them a story so that characters would grow up and know these characters, their names, their powers, whether or not they like them. Because I mean, then there's some kids that like Skeletor, there's some kids that like He-Man, and then so that was all the. It was basically 20-minute, 30-minute commercials every Saturday while you ate your fucking Raisin Bran.
I mean, yeah, and then they would advertise like their own cereal with the special spoons. Do you remember the special spoons in your cereal?
Yeah, I used to have like a lightsaber one that would light up.
Yeah.
The spoon. I remember that.
You have to like, and you would have to get like 20 boxes. You had to eat 20 boxes
Yeah.
of it and send in
the
back of them.
And then not to mention, in between those cartoons were toy commercials for kids. Like you would be watching Transformers, and then whenever the commercial comes on, you would see a commercial for Transformer action figures. And it would be like, boom, now go out and fucking go beg your mom for it.
So you thought that shit was cool, and you're like, yeah, and you're like, you want to buy that shit? You're like, yeah.
Now you can have your own adventures, that sort of crap.
Yeah. You know, like also worth
the good old days.
Not like a product placement, but the zoo books and shit.
Oh, you're talking about the little weird 1-800 like infomercial type things with the zoo
always
books.
1995 or it's like 1999 or something.
Plus shipping and handling, and then it was like a monthly subscription thing. I think it was like zoo books. I remember that.
Those, and then the colored pencils that I always remember they would spin them and they could make like designs out of them. It's all crap.
I remember Moon Sand as well. Was another like infomercial.
But I didn't order it. I bought it from the store. Moon Sand was actually kind of cool.
Remember Fushigi? I remember that too. It was like that weird ball orb thing.
Dude, yeah, I would see that shit every morning. That was always a morning fucking thing, and I'm like, and I know people like really got really into that.
The commercial was always the same. It was them like walking around the beach, like showing people, and everybody was like, "Whoa!" Yeah. And I was like, I don't know why they're like interviewing these random people on the side of the street and like at the beach about like, "Oh, would you buy fushigi?" And then like they would like teach them how to basically use it. It was the dumbest
shit. It was a ball, and they're like, "Whoa!" What?
Yeah, they're like, "Whoa!"
I think I've seen people with those too, and they never worked like that. They never did anything fucking cool. It was always just like it
was just a ball with like another ball inside of it that like it was like a gyroscope was all it really was.
So it just balanced itself out?
No, it wouldn't balance itself out, but like when you would spin it, the inner shell would stay perfectly still, so it was like a weird optical illusion thing. Yeah,
that sounds lame as
that's
fuck.
What it was.
I can't believe
it was dumb.
What? And then they always like nail down the price for it too.
$19.95 plus shipping and handling. Or they'll I've seen infomercials also do that slick shit where they'll be like, just pay 4 installments of $19.95.
Like just $8. You're like, whoa, is this $8? Like, no,
yeah, it's like now it's like $80.
Just pay.
I know they always get you with those.
Just pay 10 installments of $10.99, and this can be all yours.
Yeah, but I've never ever ordered anything from one of those infomercials ever.
I don't think anyone did.
Because then like you would start seeing them in stores anyways, and then in Massachusetts at one of these malls they had a store called As Seen on TV.
I've seen there's a mall near my house. There used to be one there.
Yeah, where they would just sell like all those infomercial products. Have you ever been into one? Stuff. Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Oh really? No, I was gonna say they're all crap, dude. Cool. It's all the dumbest shit.
I mean, it's all the dumbest shit, but it's like
oh, but it's cool that you can actually
gadgets.
like, this is what the actual product looks like, huh? Like,
yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's like going into a Brookstone or something, but it's all like cheap plastic shit.
We're way off topic, but we're in the realm of advertising.
Well, yeah, advertisement product placements.
But
right?
I mean, like some other offenders. We had I guess one of the worst ones is the Emoji Movie is an entire product placement for like iPhone.
Yeah, talk about the Krispy Kreme and Power Rangers.
That's instead of being in the entire movie, being a advertisement, an entire plot point in the 2017 Power Rangers remake movie. Krispy Kreme is
Saban's
an entire plot point on hinging off of the villain's plan, and she even what's her face? I forget the woman that's in Power Rangers, the villain, the one who plays the villain. But she
Elizabeth Banks or whatever.
Elizabeth Banks.
Is it Elizabeth Banks?
Even stops you eat a Krispy Kreme donut. Which I don't know why Krispy Kreme needs to like advertise anyway. They already smack. So I mean, it was really weird.
And then Ninja Turtles is also a big one. Back in the day, they had like a Domino's or a Pizza Hut. So anytime, especially in the old '90s ones, whenever they would order pizza, it was Pizza Hut. You know, you would see the outfit and everything. I even think they did a tour for Pizza Hut like back in the '90s and stuff like that too. So
they did
Ninja Turtles
like
sold a lot of pizza.
Or?
Yeah, like a stage show thing that was like sponsored by Pizza Hut or some crap. It was awful.
And then we also have like iRobot has an Audi in it, a futuristic Audi. Or Audi.
And then when that whole scene of him getting ready in the morning, there's like literally 5 minutes of him like unpacking a new pair of Converse and putting them on and shit.
Yeah. I remember that. I always just thought I'm like, oh, it's.
I was like, oh, those are nice pair of shoes.
Yeah,
or whatever.
It was like a old pair though, because he was like he loved like Converse or something.
I think they might have been old pairs because I think he mentions it to his mom. Where he says what year they are. Like 2006 or something like that. Like so they're like 20, 30-year-old shoes.
Yeah, but he's like, yeah, these are mint. I'm about to take them out of the box and put them on and walk around on them.
Get all this robot oil on me.
Which I guess they needed for back then, I guess they needed to pay for the fucking movie.
I guess so.
I mean, a lot of this, sometimes like a lot of this stuff is like I mean, like with definitely Transformers and stuff, they have to have sponsors like that just to pay off a lot of the. Which I mean, with Transformers now, they don't need to do shit like that. They don't need to be egregious with it because, like, as much as how big that franchise is, but back then, I mean, I guess the CGI was costing so much that they didn't need to pay back. Or I guess the board members were like, yeah, you're gonna definitely put in a fuck ton of these.
Yeah, but there's like certain instances where the product placement makes sense, like to have Pizza Hut sponsor Ninja Turtles, that makes sense.
Oh yeah, and I guarantee you,
but
like,
to have
Pizza Hut probably approached them, or like they knew.
But for like Transformers to like see like Bud Light, Xbox, Mountain Dew, and shit like that, that makes no sense to me.
Yeah, but
it makes sense to have cars,
right? And
like certain I don't know, certain like businesses that have to do with cars and shit like that. But it's just weird. But I get it because they had so much. Their budget was so fucking big for that movie. Like Bud Light probably paid for half of it. Probably paid for that whole scene.
No, 100%. I mean, Bud Light used it as a ad. I think it was a Super Bowl ad too.
They totally did. Probably. And then there are instances where like I just saw a thing recently. Post Malone is doing something with fucking Pokemon.
Yeah,
now.
I just saw that today. Have you seen the whole thing? I didn't even bother watching it.
I watched a little bit of the trailer, but I haven't seen like what it actually is. I think it's just a virtual concert or something. But it's just like just little stuff like that. Is just like, you know, not really like aiming towards a movie. And then sometimes you'll see like if a certain movie's coming out, you'll see product placement for it where it'll be like, grab the Galaxy 10, blah blah blah, and also see yada 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 in theaters. Like I've seen advertisements that do that, where it'll advertise you a product and also tell you to go see the movie in theaters.
Yeah, and then you go see the movie, and it's as a back and forth because then the movie tells you to go to the shop or whatever subconsciously.
Yeah, to go buy the shit. Yeah.
Which I mean, they used to do that in the 50s, right? Like they would have like. This is like this is sponsored by this. They would have like complete like ad breaks and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, they do that technically now on YouTube and stuff where people will stop the show and be like, hey, this is sponsored by Raycon or whatever the fuck.
Raycon, Blue Chew.
Raid Shadow Legends.
I haven't heard Raid Shadow Legends in a while.
Yeah, me neither.
But MeUndies.
NordVPN.
Also, guys, if any of you guys are watching, we do need sponsors for the show. So
yeah, we want some sponsors.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind giving one of these sponsors an ad read. I mean,
Yeah.
We're just hanging out, guys. We're just chilling. We're cool. Bud Light.
Yeah, we're
hit
just
me up.
chilling.
I'll stop shitting on
The
you.
we're only hating on Transformers. The Transformers product placement. My favorite one though is in the first one when the Allspark is like turning random things into Transformers and stuff, and a dude is carrying home like a brand new Xbox 360 or whatever
in the box and everything,
and like these tentacles come out and start grabbing him, and then I remember the Mountain Dew vending machine transforms as well, and then the girls this girl's like Cadillac like Escalade, like the steering wheel like grabbed her face. I remember that too.
That's like a face hugger scene, right? Like that's what it's a reference to.
I'm pretty sure, but it was like her steering wheel comes to life and just like grabs her face or whatever.
The logo was hitting her.
Yeah, the logo's hitting her right in the face. But yeah, those are the ones I remember like vividly. And then the beat pill in was it the fourth one? Was it the Galvatron one?
Yeah,
I think it might have been last night.
Like I'm trying to remember Galvatron.
Mm-hmm. And then another minor one that I just remembered, the Matrix had the Nokia.
Oh yeah, the Nokia
sponsorship. Phone. Because whenever Morpheus calls him, like when he gets the envelope with the phone in it, it's a Nokia phone.
Then they do that up close shot of like Nokia, and then
yeah, and then him like yeah, looking at the phone and shit.
The best, probably like one of the best instances though of like of a product placement is the Wayne's World.
Oh yeah,
which is like is like the best way to handle it is like in satire, where it's like 30 minutes. It's like a 2 or 3 minute long skit of them just doing like product placements, and he's like, so like Rob Lowe enters the scene and like they're Wayne and Garth is sitting there, and there's like, it's like,
he's drinking tap soda or whatever it is, and then the Pizza Hut opens the thing at Pizza Hut.
I remember like,
and he's like, ouch, I got a headache.
It's like oh,
here, take two of these.
And then it's like a fucking the actual commercial is there. It's like it's
black and white, and the pills are just yellow.
Yeah, in his hand.
And he's like, wow, little, yellow, small, or like whatever, some shit like that.
He cracks open a Pepsi, and he's like, he does a whole side thing. And he's like, fresh, refreshing.
Oh, and then,
he's like,
then Garth is like. Yeah, then Garth is decked out in like an Adidas tracksuit. That's my favorite
fucking line from him. Is like he's only wearing his shoes, pants, shirt, jacket, hat, headband. It's all Reebok, and he's like laying back. It's like oh, people only do things for like money.
Yeah,
that's my favorite fucking joke from Wayne's World.
Yeah, those are some good ones because they were upset about them doing like an ad for some dude's arcade on their show or something. God, that was such a good one too. I remember that. And they do all like the cheeky smiles and everything, and they're like making sure the product like logo and label are like facing the camera directly.
Yeah, it
was a really good skit.
So I wonder if they got paid for all those like sponsors.
They must have totally have.
Like they were like, yeah, how many can we take? And they're like, what? We're like, yeah, we will take as many as we can take that want to be in this movie.
Because I think it was like, I mean, how do you naturally put those product placements in the Wayne's World? I mean, besides them like casually eating a pizza, or Garth just happens to be decked out in fucking Reeboks for one scene or something.
Yeah.
But they crammed all the product placement into like 1 minute.
It's perfect. Like,
and then you don't see anything for the rest of the movie.
No, because they're like, all right, we're gonna nail this one. We're gonna nail all the product placement in one scene, which is like fucking
basically.
Perfect. I actually like what's even funnier about that is the Queen song. What is it called?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody. That got, when they did that entire scene, so Queen I don't think was as big as what they were like when that movie came out, and that boosted their sales of like 200% for that song. Yeah,
and now like because of that movie, like that's why Bohemian Rhapsody is like such like a cult classic, like all the time, almost like the reason Don't Stop Believin' is such a big thing was because Family Guy like resurged that like song. And so like now you hear it at bars all the time. And like back in the day you used to like not really hear it. They would not get as much airtime
as it was before.
Yeah, they would never play it on the radio and shit. Like you had to get the CD in order to listen to it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's really funny. And I mean, that's but basically what the businesses are hoping for when they do the product placements. Because I mean, honestly, like I feel like I'm more inclined to go and search out like a music artist. Like, oh, that was a cool song in that movie. Let me look it up. Rather than I am, oh, he was wearing a nice watch during that scene. I need to look up what fucking watch he was wearing. I think
it's supposed to be like, it's supposed to put it in the back of your mind. Like, what is it?
Yeah, it's like subliminal messaging.
Subliminal messaging, just like in They Live.
Yeah.
Like, obey.
Yeah, basically, that's all it is. But yeah, but then like, yeah, subliminal messaging, subliminal advertising, and then the subliminal messaging stuff about all the Disney cartoons and everything.
I do want to kind of like sidebar away from our main topic and ask you this. So it's not too far fetched off our topic anyway. Like, so you know how McDonald's does like toys and stuff?
Yeah.
What's this whole thing with like the McDonald's with the Pokemon cards? Like the scalpers?
Thing? Yeah, bro. There's like fucking people scalping fucking Happy Meals, bro. Like,
how are they scalping Happy? They're like ordering like.
So like,
50...
but no, basically, yeah, people are going in and buying like 10, 15, 20 Happy Meals at a fucking time, basically. You know, like fuck them kids, I guess. And then I don't know what the whole thing is too, because like people are like, oh, it's there are these promotional cards for I think Pokemon's 25th anniversary is this year. So there are these promotional cards, are
they even rare? Like, are they even worth the money?
Pokemon promotional cards have a history of being trash. Detective Pikachu, Pokemon 2000, Pokemon the first movie, they all had promotional cards. And the reason like people think they're so valuable is because, oh, they're like, it's basically advertising for this movie or this event and shit like that. Like, yeah, okay, that's cool. And then for the time being, like the value is more sentimental rather than monetary. But they're promotional cards. They literally print millions of these. So they're not rare. They barely have any value. They're like probably maybe slightly more valuable than the fucking paper it's printed on. But it makes no sense to me. People get so hyped about all these promotional cards, but next year they're going to be in the fucking garbage.
Yeah.
And it's so dumb to me. It did the same thing with Detective Pikachu. You go on Amazon, Detective Pikachu Pokemon cards will probably be in stock for the next 5 to 10 years on fucking Amazon because of how many they've made. And then even you would think that the promotional cards they made for the first Pokemon movie that came out almost 30 years ago, 25 years ago, you'd think they'd be worth a lot of money, but no, they're not, because they printed millions of them. Literally, everyone has them. I could go to my uncle's house right now, and he has like 20 of them.
You remember
they're worth
when the Yu-Gi-Oh
nothing.
Movie came out?
Yeah, I do.
Did you go watch that when you were a kid?
I didn't see it. I watched it, but it was like years later. I think one of my buddies had it on tape or something.
So I went to the theaters and watched it, and when you went to the theaters, they gave you a pack of and it came with.
Oh, that's cool.
And it came with one of like 3 cards. And
yeah, they did that with Pokemon too.
Yeah, so you could either get Shining Blue Eyes, you get a Dark Magician card. I can't remember the name of it. It's like Sorcerer. I think it was Sorcerer of Dark Magic or something. Mm-hmm. And or a like a it's like Padawan, or not Padawan, but it's like something like that.
Like Paladin or something.
No, it was like it was like a dumb card, like a burner card.
Oh yeah.
So when I got it, I got the Dark Magician one, and like years later, I like held on to that card in the best condition I could get, like keep it in, and I was thinking like, oh man, it's gonna be worth so much fucking money, like when I get older and stuff. And I looked at the price like probably like a couple years ago, and it's only worth like 32 cents or something, because they printed so many, and I get like, yeah, like no, like when it's a promotion like that, it means nothing. Like people probably had millions and millions of those.
I mean, there are people that collect them. Like I've seen people who have like stacks of like the Mewtwo, like from the first movie Pokemon cards and stuff. But I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean they never reprint them, but they don't need to because they made so many on the first go around.
Yeah, they just made so many. So like, I mean, I don't know. To me, it's kind of pointless. Like, it'd be cool, you know, to have like, I'm pretty sure they have some special edition cards or whatever. But I mean, at this point, there's literally millions of Pokemon cards of varieties, types, like variations of the same fucking Pokemon art, whatever. I don't know. And the promotionals are not like, they're not even monetarily worth it. They're not even competitively worth it. Like, I don't even, like, I've seen very rarely I'll see someone use a promo card in their deck. And very rarely will I see a promo card actually worth more than $10.
I mean, it's just for the like the flex of it.
Yeah. And I mean, most of the cards that aren't the ones that are valuable are the ones that you can't get your hands on, like a Rainbow Charizard and shit like that, or a Golden Mewtwo. Like, those are rare because they only print maybe 1,000 of them, and then you have to find it. These promo cards, they're fucking tossing them out the fucking window. Like, here, everybody fucking have one.
They're like,
oh, you want two? I'll give you two.
Like burning them for warmth. They're like, yeah,
yeah,
toss on
it's
some
like
promo cards.
Yeah, for my wedding, instead of throwing rice, you can just throw Pokemon promo cards.
So like, what made them
worthless.
what made them people start scalping for them and stuff?
Just because it's Pokemon, just because they believe that just because it's the 25th anniversary, it makes it a crazy special edition, something that they have to have. Which, I mean, Pokemon's going to come out with a million other things for their 25th anniversary. I mean, it's their 25th anniversary. They're coming out with a new game this year. They're going to be doing something for Pokemon Day, which I think is next week or in like 2 weeks or something like that. They're going to be doing something big. I think there's a new movie coming out. And there's all these, they have Pokemon Snap coming out. There's rumors of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl potentially coming out. And then they think there might be some sort of collection. So I think it's just because, had this happened last year, no one would have given a shit. But just because it's the 25th anniversary instead of the 24th,
makes it special.
It's a bigger deal. Yeah, that's just me though. I mean, hot take. I really don't. I buy the hype. You know, if I just happen to get a pack, then I get a pack. But I'm not gonna go to McDonald's and buy 5 fucking Happy Meals that I'm not gonna fucking eat because it's not even what I want. Like, people are also, that's the thing too, is people are buying them for the cards, not for the food either. So 9 times out of 10, you know, maybe they'll eat like 2 or 3 of them, but then they're gonna throw the fucking rest of it away. So to me, that's just wasteful. And a kid could have had that.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's just like with the, you know, PS5s and stuff like that, just, which I think the UK just ruled on like scalping, like they just made scalping like illegal and stuff, which they should.
Yeah, they really need to. Yeah, I mean, they made a big deal about it when people were hoarding fucking toilet paper and hand sanitizer. Why not video games? Why not movies? Why not all this like PS5s? They're super fucking popular and they're, you know, of course a lot of people want it. You know, I feel like if you see so much demand for something, then you have to put like some sort of cap on it. Like, hey, you can only buy 1 PS5 right now, or you can only buy 2 PS5s right now. That's what they're doing at McDonald's. They're fucking starting. They literally, they have to. They're limiting people.
Yeah, apparently people were buying so many of those Happy Meals that Pokemon Company was having to print more. They're running out. They were like running out of stock.
See, and that's the thing too. Is they're printing more? Is they're printing more and they're devaluing it? Yep.
But I feel like what's made it so valuable that now though, what's brought its like popularity up is like these YouTubers, you know, making videos about getting like a $15,000 card or like
that's also the thing too, was that
trying to get
COVID boomed all that stuff up. It boomed Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It jumped up Pokemon cards. Even retro gaming. Like, I think before like COVID hit, like GameCube games and GameCubes were maybe around $40-$50 and stuff. But now some of those games are over $100. Some of those, like, I don't even know. Like, I sold one of my Mewtwo cards for $100. Like, God knows how much it would have been before COVID. But I don't know what it is, and I think it definitely is a lot of these influencers and YouTubers and stuff. Because I mean, even if I watch somebody open Pokemon cards, it kind of makes me want to go out and buy some and open some up. So, you know, especially for a bunch of kids or something, you know, baby. they're gonna go out and do that, exactly, in the hopes that they get that $1,000 card that the fucking YouTuber just magically pulled.
You know what?
But Leonhart, you're my dog, bro. Leonhart's legit.
What's up?
Fuck with Leonhart. He's a Pokemon YouTuber, Leonhart. I love him. I love you, bro.
There's a perfect analogy for this. It's in a form of a Simpsons joke. Is we can either, it's like Homer's gave him the choice between like getting a boat or like something in a mystery box. He's like, what would you rather have? You rather have the boat or what's in this box? And then they take.
Oh no, it's from Family Guy. Yeah.
Or is it from Family Guy? I thought it was from the Simpsons. Yeah. I think there's a Simpsons like that too. But where
he's like, let's get the mystery box. And he's like, it could literally be anything. It could be a boat.
Yeah, it could be a boat.
Then just get the boat.
Yeah, it's exactly. And it was like two tickets you could just either buy the card online, or you could open up this pack and see if it's in there.
Yeah, and then at that point, like it is really at that point, it's kind of gambling.
It's 100% gambling. It's
because it's like, would I rather just go ahead and drop $90 on this card that I really want, or am I going to spend around 100 opening like 20-30 packs to try and find it?
And then you
end up spending more. But then the other end of that is that you could be finding valuable cards along your search for the one that you want, and then you can kind of make your money back. But that's really like it really depends.
That's a long game. I mean, that's how some people play it, but there's got to be.
That's how a lot of the YouTubers will do they'll buy them, open them up, sell the valuable ones, or they'll keep certain packs and sell them as like they age and get older. But that's like, it's a really finicky market. Like now it's doing good because it's booming. A lot of people want it. I'm really glad because Pokemon, like competitive Pokemon has boomed up. We've seen a lot of new people,
you guys have been playing a lot of it,
come in and stuff, which is really cool. So there's a lot of new metas, there's new cards and everything out, but I don't know. I think I mean, selling them is not, I mean, I couldn't make a living off of it. Some people can, but you gotta know, like, you have to know the stats of the box and everything. There's a whole like market for it. Yeah, and you have to know what typically for each box or each cards, they'll have like what the odds could possibly be. And then you basically have to weigh your pros and cons, like how much is the card, or how much is the box, how much is the packs, and then what are the possible pulls that I can get out of it, and how valuable are those pulls to that I can at least make my money back on the box and hopefully profit. How many times have you ever pulled something good? I mean, a couple times, probably like 10 or 15 times. I sold 1 or 2 of them. I sold that fucking Mewtwo one for not $100, bro. So that, while you opened it, or did you like hold on to it and let it appreciate? No, I held on to it for like a couple months until I realized I could probably sell it, and I sold it. And then it's also a competitive card too, so it could get snatched up really quick. Them competitive cards are ridiculous. Like when this is like why I had to get out of Yu-Gi-Oh. If you wanted to be the best, you have to pay to win. That's what you have to basically buy the cards, yeah. And I guess this is like this could be essentially to be our second topic for the fucking week. The pay to play, pay to win is so bad in like card games, and it makes me not want to play. And that's usually like why I go and play like online and stuff, because like at a certain point, like I like playing physical play and stuff. It's a lot of fun, and I like collecting the cards, and like the art is really nice. Yeah. But like Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, and probably even to an extent Pokemon. I don't know Pokemon well, but you can probably test to it that if you want to be the best, I mean, you have to pay for the best cards, because they make it into a broken system. Yu-Gi-Oh is probably one of the worst offenders for it, because what they'll do is like the new packs will come out, they'll make a new meta for that, and that new pack is like unstoppable, but you had to have 3 copies of like the best card, or like you have to make an engine out of like probably 9 cards, and there are 3 copies of this 3-card combo. And all those cards are probably worth $50-$60 a piece. Yeah, a piece. And, I mean, that's only 9 cards out of like a 30-card deck that you have to build. And I mean, you're probably paying well over
$600 $900 for your deck. And then when Konami says like, oh, people are having, this is doing too much damage, then they ban those cards and they go from, $60 to like $1.50. And I've seen that happen. I've been to cons before where I saw this. It was like an XYZ, or no, not an XYZ, but like an C's card that I played online with a lot. And I'm like, oh shit, how much is this? And I looked at the price and it was $30. And then and then fast forward a couple months later, it's $1 online or something.
Yeah.
Because I think they put a limit on it, how many you could have in your deck. But it's just like shit like that. It's like they can change the market like that if they want to.
Yeah, basically. I feel like that's what a lot of the scalpers and stuff are really doing, is like they're creating that demand for it, and then prices will go up. Which is, I mean, I've noticed that there's only certain companies and certain things that people scalp, and it will always be that way. That I feel like it, like there's just either no way around it until there's actual like a law or something put into place that Legend of Zelda, Nintendo, and Pokemon, and they'll always be scalped and like hunted and fucking price gouged.
Price gouging is like one of the worst. There was for a long time I was trying to find a NECA Shin Godzilla, and if you've ever bought a NECA Shin Godzilla, it is like pretty much just like, for those that don't know, it's a NECA is a figure company that makes like kind of like on the cheaper side of like anime toys or like just figures in general, which is really nice because usually when you get into that market, it's pretty expensive, but they make affordable figures, and they're usually around like $25 for one of their products. And it's really nice because like if you want to get into like collecting like Godzilla figures like I do, it's a really nice place to start. And I was trying to find a Shin Godzilla, and this is the time where stores didn't really restock them. They kind of like they did like one run and then that was it. And it's usually starting out, it's a $25 like toy or whatever. And I was looking on Amazon, and it was up in like $60. It was like almost like 3 times its actual worth, which I can't stand shit like that just because it was not it's not readily available. Like they price gouge the hell out
that the
of
prices go up for no reason. Yeah.
And then if you notice like the closer out of stock, because I was watching it, because I would watch it price drop and then go back up. When I don't know where they were getting it. I guess they were going to stores and buying them up and just reselling them online. They would if they had 5 left in stock, it would be like $60. And when they went down to like 2 left in stock, it'd be $90. And when they hit 1, it'd be like $110.
Jesus.
And here you are paying $110 is what you get for an S8 figure. You're paying that much for a $25 figure. And ultimately what happened was I went to Target one day and they just had them out. And
I went to Walmart and I found mine.
Yeah.
And it was like $20-$30. Yeah. I actually went when I was there earlier today. I was trying to see if they had more, but all they had was fucking King Kong. Because nobody wants King Kong.
Yeah. Fuck that monkey, dude.
Yeah. Jesus.
Well, Colin, I think we could probably wrap it up, man. Do you have any closing thoughts, statements for this week?
No, I mean not really. I mean,
other than fuck scalpers and
fuck scalpers, and product placement will always be a thing. It's just I just don't like it when it's too blatant or like does not match.
It doesn't make sense.
The content,
like something like blatantly into a scene or something.
Yeah. But, product placement will always be there. It'll be there in games and movies and stuff till we die.
Yeah, always. I mean, ads.
But yeah.
things that you can count on in life: death, taxes, and ads.
And advertisements, yeah.
All right. Colin, where can they find you at?
I'm on Twitter at _space whales, and then on Twitch at MonkeyOmega.
And guys, I'm on Twitter at cyber_calamity, and I'm on Twitch at CyberCalamity. Also, if you guys want to listen to the show, we're also on Spotify, Apple, and anywhere else you listen to podcasts. I always forget to mention that, and I'm going to catch myself this week and actually mention it this week. Guys, we also have a Discord. I would highly recommend joining the Discord if you want to come hang out with us and talk to us. Or we do game nights there. We do movie nights, which are always rad. We do those about every week. So, yeah, it's a really fun place. And if you're a small streamer, you can post your, like, when you're about to go live in there, and it's really fun. So I highly recommend that. And guys, if you like this podcast, consider giving us a follow or a sub on here. Not a follow. I'm not on Twitch right now. Give us a sub on here, and you can get notifications when we got live. Next month, we're going to have a shit ton of content coming out. So definitely be on the lookout for that. We kind of just got everything in the works right now for it. So definitely keep an eye out because we're going to have videos to galore for you guys. But guys, I'm not gonna keep yammering on, and we guys see you next week. Take care.
Adios.